town. Everywhere we go, we bring the curtains down. Shandor's got his head up in the clouds so high. And Farty's dropping truth bombs, making grown men cry. We swear like sailors cause a big commotion. Getting thrown out, it's like our life's devotion. From bars to cafes, they show us the door. But we keep on laughing, yeah, we keep asking for more. Sanders got a mouth that never knows when to quit. He'll say the wrong thing just for the hell of it. Farty's on a rant about the state of the nation, while Sanders in the corner lacking concentration. We swear like sailors cause a big commotion. Getting thrown out, it's like our life's devotion. From bars to cafes, they show us the door. But we keep on laughing, yeah, we keep asking for more. We've been banned from the bar, kicked out of the diner, but we'll just find another cause the night's getting finer. Shander's a dreamer with his head in the world. Farty's got opinions that'll make your hair curl. Shander tried to flirt, but it turned into a mess. He called her a lady, she heard hot mess. Farty's on his soapbox, preaching to the crowd, but all they hear is noise cause he's way too loud. We swear like sailors cause a big commotion. Getting thrown out, it's like our life's devotion. From bars to cafes, they show us the door. But we keep on laughing, yeah, we keep asking for more. So if you see us coming, better lock the door. Cause Sandra and Farty are always looking for more. We're a whirlwind of chaos, a two-man parade. And we'll keep on rolling till a legend is made. Yeah, we'll keep on rolling till a legend is made. We've been banned from the bar, kicked out of the diner, but we'll just find another cause the night's getting finer. Shander's a dreamer with his head in a whirl. Farty's got opinions that'll make your hair curl. We've been banned from the bar, kicked out of the diner, but we'll just find another cause the night's getting finer. Sanders a dreamer with his head in the world. Farty's got opinions that'll make your hair curl. Sander tried to flirt, but it turned into a mess. He called her a lady, she heard hot mess, didn't find her. Yeah, we'll keep on rolling till I let your hair curl. So if you see us coming, better lock the door. Cause Shander and Farty are always looking.
Reason it just doesn't fucking go away, no matter, like, you have a shower and everything like that, and you go to fucking bend down, pat the cat's like, oh fuck, I can still fucking smell it. Shit a brick. But that's what it fucking smells like. And there's this one time I was a group of friends and shit like that, and fucking some Sheila had a can of that open. I'm thinking, who's the cunt with the dirty ass around here? What the fuck?
Yeah, oh man, I don't know. I don't know, Farty. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why we're friends. You like smelling shit like that.
I never said I like smelling.
Sir, that seems kind of, I don't know, faggy.
Yeah, well, that's the night I found out that fucking Red Bull smells like bile.
Yeah. Oh, it just smells like cancer to me. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Jelly Duck's in the chat. Hi, Jelly Duck. It's nice to see you, buddy. God, a lot happened in the last week, didn't it, Farty? Like, I'm having a hard time just keeping track of everything. Okay, so, do you want to talk about Iran first?
Bomb, 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 Iran. Bomb, 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 Iran. And Afghanistan.
Oh, shit. I I honestly think this is going to be the impetus for World War III. I think what's going to happen is Iran starts something with the Israel. I'm really not trying to be insensitive. I cannot keep all these I countries straight anymore. Like, I just can't do it. I mean, they've come up so much in the news in the last 30 years, and like you just lose track. And I'm really trying not to be the insensitive guy, so I apologize, on Farty's behalf for being insensitive. But no, I really think this is going to be the impetus for World War III. We talked about this a little bit before the stream, I think. We both have the same opinion.
I think I touched on this a couple of weeks ago too, and it's like I think they made mention that fucking this could be the end of Israel.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird too, right? It's weird because like we're gonna get on the whole "it's weird" thing too. Trust me, that's in my notes too. Okay, my disorganized ass notes today. There's just a lot of fucking news. There's a lot of fucking news, and we're gonna try and be comedic about it. I personally am gonna try not to take sides. I don't give a fuck who does what in this whole discussion. But here's the deal. Israel killed it wasn't Soleimani, was it?
No, that was Trump.
It was Trump. Who was it that... Oh, don't get me started on fucking... On the shit Trump could have done with the Gitmo prisoners that masterminded 9/11. Did fucking nothing about. Obama did nothing fucking about. That Bush did nothing fucking about for 20 fucking years.
Remember Barry the Bummer was going to close Gitmo too, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Still open, by the way.
I know. He had all the paperwork he needed. He had the executive order ready to go, and it stayed open. I wonder why that happened. At any rate, we're digressing. We're getting off topic here.
Because he can't try and strike everybody.
Yeah. Just kill everybody. Make them watch. Put them in a room with a TV and make them watch. Yeah, we are getting a little off topic at the moment because I want to bring it back to Iran here because, like, we have seen Iran doing all sorts of shit for the past 40, 50, 60 years even. Ever since what's-his-name took over?
Since 1979, when the Shah of Iran was overthrown by the Ayatollah. And
yeah. Yeah, that was what, in the 1940s, 50s?
1979. Fucking open your goddamn bloody ears.
Was it? Oh, I didn't hear that part because you were all like, and then you kicked back in. We're a little early. Well, we're like 10 minutes early.
That's also where, incidentally, Palestine went fucking stupid as well, because up until 1979, the Palestinians were fairly fucking calm, decent, nice fucking people, and it was after the Shah took over the Ayatollah took over Iran, and the Islamists came in, and the whole idea of Islam and fucking caliphates and all that kind of fucking nonsense. Hardline Islam.
And that shit's gonna happen here.
They started turning into cocksuckers and fucking giving the Israelis shit.
Yeah, that's just gonna happen here, and you know how they got in? The caliphates and shit got in by going. People seem to have forgotten what happened after Munich and how fast Israel got payback. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about Munich right now, but the caliphates got in by promising all these, all of these freedoms and. Everyone, will have a voice and everyone will have a choice and this, that, and the other thing. And the Democrats are pulling the same fucking playbook right now. It's the same fucking playbook.
Back in the day, it also didn't help back in the day. That was also fucking like, the days of Che Guevara and all that kind of shit. Where fucking, revolution, bring down the fucking, the bourgeoisie and the fucking this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
Monarchies are fucking coming out of fashion. Fucking bloody fucking colonies are being fucking given their independence and all this kind of stuff. The Commonwealth shrinks drastically. All that kind of stuff. And it was just a lot easier for like with the Shah of Iran with his like he was effectively a king, and and then he saw himself as high stature so much so that the Queen Elizabeth, the Queen of England, would refuse to actually meet him because she can not be subordinate to anybody else.
Yeah.
So basically, the way they get around that is they just don't put them in the same room.
Yeah.
Fucking. But he was doing stupid shit like spending fuck tons of money on like bloody this it was this like not so much a fucking like a World's Fair kind of thing. It was just more like this big fucking show off bloody. It's an entire fucking city built in the middle of a fucking desert and shit fucking millions of gallons of water out to fucking like grow fucking plants and shit like in places where you can't fucking do that. And it was just like so much fucking excess and everyone was just fucking fed up with it. And then the Islamists come along and said, yeah, well, we can get rid of this cunt and change everything. And they just went, oh, yeah, cool, no worries. We'll be on that.
Yeah. No, yeah, so there, a lot of shit has happened there, um, but ever since then, like, Iran has just been, like, just pushing and pushing and pushing, and, I don't think this is something Israel's coming back from. I think they're
No.
going to be eradicated from the face of the fucking planet, and then I think Israel's allies, whatever little allies they have left, are gonna want some sort of retaliation, or
Well, I
maybe
don't know
maybe
about
some
that.
people maybe some people are just looking for an excuse to fucking throw some stones.
Well, there's always going to be an inevitability that the that Israel's neighbors were always going to become eventually too powerful for Israel to deal with by themselves. Things like the 6 Day War and the Yom Kippur War were never going to be a thing permanently. And
Yeah.
we are very much past that point where just about everybody around fucking Israel is as technologically advanced, if not some places a bit better. But they've also got the numbers and all this kind of stuff. And if they all really wanted to fucking get rid of them, they could all fucking do it in about 5 minutes, not a problem. Just push
Well,
them all out in the ocean.
we're
That'd be that.
also not taking into account the fact that that Russia now has basically a corridor through the United Emirates. They have an
Yeah,
entire corridor now through there, which means that they are in league with the United Emirates, which means whatever they do, right? Even okay, let's say Iran does some shit, right? They've got the backing of Iran in the UAE, so they have this, and I'm not trying to fearmonger. All right, I don't want anyone to think I'm being a fear warmonger here. They've got the backing of the UAE, some of the richest countries in the fucking world, right? They dwarf whatever the United States can give in support is dwarfed by what the UAE can support. Just because of the OPEC, right?
Mm.
Just because of OPEC, and
well, at the moment they can cripple you.
yeah, that's the point that I'm making. It like here's a scenario for you. Here's a scenario I see. Let's say, Iran, whatever, the entire Emirates decides to fucking just, hey, let's point all our bombs at fucking Israel and just wipe Israel, out completely. Okay. If this happens, then they go, guess what? We're closing up all of our OPEC shops. So we're just keeping the oil within us, within our country. We have,
That'll be BRICS.
yeah,
To get back into OPEC, you got to join BRICS.
yeah. And the United States won't do it. So we're now fundamentally fucked as a country.
Yeah. And the reason why you won't do it is because that basically means that you won't have control over the controlling currency and all this kind of stuff, and you'll have to be subordinate to other people's currencies, which means that you lose your hegemony, which is what you're trying to keep at the moment.
I don't think our government's trying to keep it. I think they're trying to put us in a position where we have to throw in with other, with other nations that may not exactly be friendly to the United States. And
Yeah, but
we're
that's
not.
also leading you on to fucking a lot of fucking peril as well. It's the wrong fucking decision, and of course
It
it's a
is.
Democrat decision.
It is the wrong
Fucking Trump
decision.
was going to get you like this is a reason, part of the reason why Trump was going to get you energy independent with that fucking Keystone pipeline. Fucking so you don't have to worry about fucking what OPEC does and all this kind of shit, and
Yeah.
they can't cripple you like that.
No, I agree with you. The thing is within 24 hours of them shutting off, within 24 hours of them shutting off oil supply, fuel prices skyrocket. Fuel pumps are tapped. It's going to be worse than in the 1970s or in the 1960s when we had that fuel shortage where everyone's, lining up for miles and miles and miles to get fuel. We're not going to have that. Some of the quote unquote lucky people who have who have EVs might be safe for a little while because we still have some coal reserves, but those coal reserves are going to dry up. What's that?
Unless you're in California and you've got a smart meter and they're going to shut your fucking power off so you can't charge your car.
Yeah.
See, this is also another thing that they've been trying to fucking say for a little bit too, that there's going to be this forced fucking scarcity with food and fuel and stuff like that. Now, yeah, your strategic fuel reserves, you've already seen over the last 4 years how long that fucking lasts. This is not very long at all.
No.
Now, what happens now if they do the doomsday thing, like I've been saying, they assassinate Trump, they fucking rig the election and fucking use the military as a fucking as a tool for a military coup to hold on to power, which is what that magistrate said that was fucking that was now legal. Fucking and everyone tries to get around when you're now relying on your strategic fuel reserve, which will only be dished out by the same government that you're now trying to be unoppressed by. That's where I
we're
can
way
see they
past
might even
that.
use that as an excuse too. That like, oh, we've pissed off OPEC and Iran and all that kind of shit. So now we're not getting any oil, so we're going to ration it for the strategic fuel reserve. And then you'll have the funny little fucking side joke of when they open up the fucking lid on the strategic fuel reserve and go, oh fuck, Biden never filled it up from the last time he fucking used it. Which affects us out here too, because some dumb shit fucking a little while ago went and said that we're going to store our strategic fuel reserve in America, and Biden's already used ours. He said this fucking about 3 years ago, and he goes, "Oh, our partner nations have come to the party as well." I'm like, I bet you he never even asked us, and I bet you $10 if we needed our strategic fuel reserve tomorrow, it won't be there.
Yeah. No,
So
it definitely won't be.
yeah. So if they want to restrict transport and all this kind of stuff, they'll restrict the fucking electricity and all this, so it'll take either forever to fucking charge a car, or fucking you won't be able to do it at all. And if you're in California with smart meters and stuff like that, they'll probably be able to detect a fucking specific draw of energy from an EV and then say, nah, blackout.
Ooh. My stomach is about to explode on me again. Go ahead and entertain the crowd with I don't know, something. But before I shit myself, I'll be right back.
Plop. Fucking well, with Iran, another scary thing about that is that fucking in the last few months, there's been more and more snifters in the circles that I fucking sort of run around in, saying that they've been buying up fucking equipment to enrich uranium like fucking crazy, and it's been going on unchecked because, of course, fucking Potato couldn't organise a fucking a brothel, and sort of that subject begs the question there, right? Camel Toes off fucking campaigning like what? She ain't fucking, she ain't controlling nothing. Fucking Potatoes fucking, I reckon he's bunging it on. You're about to get into shit, sunshine, so yeah, make it look like you're completely fucking demented so they can't fucking chuck you in jail. But like, yeah, he's definitely not fucking controlling anything too. So who the fuck is actually at the wheel at the moment? Like, who's actually watching the front gate? Who's steering this fucking ship? Like, who's got their hands on the bloody football at the moment, and are they authorised to use it? Because that's a double-edged sword there too. Can they use it without having to go through all the bullshit nonsense that usually has to go through? Are the Democrats even going to follow those procedures? Because it's not like they fucking like to follow rules as it is. The fucking is this cunt allowed to just go? You know what? I'm fucking bored. Lifts up in the top of the briefcase. Oh look, big red button. Kaboom. Kaboom. Fucking or is he not even allowed to? Like, could fucking the shit hit the fan and the Russians launch and the Chinese launch and then everybody else launches and America just sits there like a stale bottle of fucking piss because, I don't know, camel toes fucking underling fucking interns got their hands on the fucking football at the moment. I think those are some fucking pertinent questions some of you fucking Seppo bastards should ask. But yeah, so to the best of my knowledge, they still don't actually have a bomb, but they've they're getting fucking close. Um, but yeah, there's a coalition alliance basically between like the Gazans, the Palestinians, which are effectively the same fucking bag of dog shit. Fucking, I still say for there to be human rights violations in Gaza first, it needs to be humans. Um, but yeah, they're in cahoots with the Syrians, who have been in cahoots with the Iranians since fuck that fucking well, it's still going on. So but they entered the Syrian civil war, I think, in about 2017, something like that. Which at that point made the fucking Iranians the good guys because they were fighting the war on terror. Oh, you think it was a bizarre time now? You should have seen it back fucking then. There are all these fucking terrorist groups coming out the fucking woodwork, turning into good guys fighting against fucking terrorists, while the Yanks were doing diddly bloody squat in the global war of fucking terror. That's funny as fuck. So yeah, Assad's chucked his hat in the ring. Um, the Lebanese and Hezbollah. The Israelis are starting to bomb fucking southern Lebanon, and that's going to piss off Hezbollah. They've been basically saying for a fair while now that, like, yeah, Israel could do one or the other, not both. They'd be biting off more than they can chew if they took on Hezbollah as well as Hamas. Um, but the dumb cunts are going to do it anyways. Another reason why Israel's in quite a lot of shit at the moment, and they're saying part of the failing of that he fuck it, whenever the fuck Palestinians decided to kick off, um, that there was a lot of complacency because, like, yeah, it has been quite a while since like Israel had an attempted invasion and all this, and so a lot of people were kind of like, yeah, well, fucking Yom Kippur was a long time ago, so maybe they're not going to do it this year, and like lessons in complacency. Fucking never be complacent because, well, that's when the shit usually hits the fucking fan, takes you by surprise. Um, so a lot of the troops had been fucking signed off on leave. The people that were there were basically treating it like a fucking holiday and basically allowed themselves to be crept up on and had their positions overrun. And that kind of an attitude of like, well, the like, we haven't had something like Yom Kippur or fucking 6 Day War in a good long while. It's not going to happen. And it's funny, this attitude of like, oh no, it won't happen in this day and age or this modern city or all that kind of shit. Yeah, well, look at fucking Ukraine. That's not really a fucking backwater third world country now, is it? Fucking anyway, bloody so that kind of attitude of like, yeah, fucking it's not going to happen. Not nowadays. Not in this place. We're too civilized now. We're past that and all this. It's kind of attitude that's going to fuck them up like militarily, countrywide. There's a lot of troops that just see the conscription as like, oh yeah, the obligatory term of service, and they can go get on with their lives and whatnot. Because like, oh well, it won't happen while I'm in. The whole, oh, it won't happen to me kind of fucking famous last words kind of thing. So if indeed, they did have to fight a two-front war between Hamas and Hezbollah really wanted to fucking kick off. Well, then they'll have the Syrians, the Iranians, and even Iraqis. Plus, they'll have the fucking a metric fuck ton of fucking Islamist groups that have been fighting in that area for the last 20 something bloody years, chuck in their hand in the ring, and fucking, yeah, basically, fucking, that'll be just way too much for the Israelis to handle. Which the frightening prospect is that yes, we like it's the world's worst kept secret that fucking Israel has nuclear weapons. They still don't like to claim yes or no either way, but yeah, we know they have them. They don't like to admit it, but yeah, they're there. And the only reason why they're there is part of defense policy, like the Israeli defense policy, and that is if Israel's about to get overrun, right, and they're
Which
about to
they
lose a
are.
place, they'll just start throwing fucking nukes everywhere. And at the moment, it's not that bad for the simple reason that, like I said, Iran, I'm pretty sure, doesn't actually have functional nuclear weapons at this point in time, but they're getting fucking close to it.
They don't really need functional nukes, though. They have
Well,
a
you kind of
lot
do.
of napalm.
Oh, yeah, well, you kind of do in this kind of scenario because once people start firing at fucking nukes, there's not really much you can do for very long.
Yeah, I
But
suppose.
once Iran does start fucking having nuclear weapons, and especially deployable ones where they'll be able to have a launch vehicle or a way of dropping it, all this kind of shit. That's when you'll have yourself a Pakistan India situation where they've got this little isolated Cold War where two countries are just like fucking you go and
I
try cunt.
wanna clarify
But
something in the chat, real quick, Farty, before you hold that thought for a
blow the
second.
fuck up, fellas, you slut.
Hippies continue to ruin everything, Desture. They didn't ruin anything. They continue to ruin things. Go ahead, Farty. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Right now, if indeed shit kicks off between Russia and America, say over Ukraine, for example, then if Iran still had nukes, and then they'll be in the big dog pile because it'll be effectively once one person throws a nuke, then it's going to be on for young and old. Like you've only got one chance to use these, so fucking once someone starts throwing them, start throwing them really bloody quickly because fucking yeah, you won't have long. And that does include places like India and Pakistan because they'll look at the situation and go, well, fuck, now all the big countries are going to wipe themselves out. It's just us by ourselves. Well, we better go take the other cunts out before they go and take us out because there's no one to protect us anymore. And that's exactly what Iran is going to go and see Israel, and Israel will see Iran as if indeed America does fucking turn into a third world fucking shithole where like their control over anything is absolutely fucking like bloody non-existent pretty much, and pretty much all the alliances and stuff fall through, and NATO and UN won't fucking look after them, and there's no point looking at fucking APEC and all that kind of shit, the Australian, the Asia Pacific region, because well, this is not our fucking problem. They're surrounded by countries who absolutely fucking hate them. So they'll have to go, right, well, we're screwed now because everyone's against us. So then we'll have to throw fucking nukes at Iran because, well, then they're all going to dogpile us. And, like I said, we're on our own. And, of course, that'll force Iran to go, well, they're going to fucking nuke us. Well, fuck you, you cock bastards. Yeah, you cop that, young Harry. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It is definitely a game of he who throws the first stone is the first to lose. So yeah, the Iran thing is going to either get really, really nasty in the next 24 hours, or it's going to kind of just peter out and they're going to let go, which I don't see happening. I think realistically, it's just going to get really nasty in the next 24 hours.
Yeah, there's only one way to win the nuclear game. And it's not to play it at all.
Yeah. It's weird, though, because at one point, nukes were the deterrent. And then...
Yeah, that is when we had proliferation treaties having a certain amount of people having them. Things are now vastly different because of places like North Korea and Iran, Pakistan and India. Because the Pakistanis and the Indians went and did their own thing.
Yeah.
South Africa went and fucking did their own program, and we're pretty sure that it's the South Africans that helped the Israelis test and build their weapons and
Yeah. I think I lost you here for a second already.
It wasn't hard. They only had 10 weapons. But fucking so you got countries like Pakistan who aren't quite aligned with us, who don't particularly negotiate with that kind of stuff, and see that their sovereign right to have nuclear weapons is dictated by fucking India having nuclear weapons. India's not going to give theirs up because Pakistan's got theirs. So there's a three-way fucking dichotomy of fucking no
Yeah.
cunts moving, no on that one.
And since they're not giving theirs up, China's not giving theirs up. And of course, Russia's not going to give theirs up because they're kind of in bed with China. And they're kind of in bed with North Korea. And North Korea is not going to give theirs up because the big guys are not going to give theirs up. Why the fuck should I give mine up? And then the U.S. is like, well, I guess we have to hold on to ours. Sorry. You there, Farty? Lost you there, buddy. I think we're having technical difficulties with Farty. His connection seems a little unstable. I guess I'm gonna. Yep, there he goes. Farty just disappeared from the thing. I guess I'm gonna move us along to a somewhat less divisive topic. There was something interesting that happened. This is more of a boring story, but I wanted to cover it anyway because I thought it was interesting and I have mixed feelings about it. So a group of scientists got together and they're debating on whether or not to build a genetic vault on the moon. And Australian internet strikes again. Yeah, it might be a storm. It might be sharks. Sharks chew on the fucking power on the internet lines all the time, apparently. And on the power lines and shit going to Australia and whatnot, apparently. But yeah, a bunch of scientists got together and they want to build a genetic vault on the moon. And I have mixed feelings about that. I don't know how well that would work. I can't articulate how confusing it would be to me because on the one hand, yeah, it takes, these genetic samples and it moves them off planet. Hey, Farty's back, but his stuff isn't connected up yet. So, and he's gone again. On one hand, it takes all these genetic samples, it moves them off world and stores them. On the other hand, it puts them onto a big floating rock where we don't really have easy access to. And in the event of absolute annihilation, what are we going to do with these genetic samples? Wasn't that the plot of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream? I have never actually seen that movie or read that book. So I do not know. All I know is that I heard about it yesterday and I wasn't sure how I felt about it. I think it's got merits, but I also think it's wrought with challenges. I think there's a lot of stupid ideas in there. And then let's say for instance that it is that fucking vault does go through. Right? It's in an uncontrolled environment out of human hands unless you staff it with people. And who's going to want to live on the moon for 6 months out of the year and deep under the moon's crust? It has no radiation protection. There's no atmosphere to bounce radiation off of it. Are we going to terraform the moon? Are we going to start up its core to try and, give it some sort of magnetic field, which would take hundreds of years, if not, if not centuries and aeons, millennia even. Aeons is more than millennia, but, that's my thought. Farty, what do you think of putting a genetic vault on the moon?
I'd say it'd be pretty pointless.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're gonna. It's a book slash video game. Oh, okay. So Dester, I've never even heard of it, but I'll check it out. Oh god damn, why am I yawning? But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, my internet took a big smelly shit.
Yeah. Did I disconnect? I disconnected. Holy shit. Farty, that seems to have been on me. I think that one was on me, Farty. I think I disconnected that point.
Yeah, goose.
Fucking internet. What's going on? Is YouTube trying to eat us? I think YouTube might be trying to eat us. When I was on the toilet, I tuned in, but it took me forever to scroll down the fucking page. I type in Exiled Opinions on my phone, and I scroll, and I scroll, and I scroll, and I scroll. It's a good game. The book is good, too. All right, I'll check it out, Destier. But
a few weeks ago, it wasn't like that. Yeah, I've been doing that, too. But, like, you know, fucking trying to re-listen to some of the shows. We're doing a bit of a drive up to fucking mum and, like, bloody trying to fucking find the shows. We're getting buried. YouTube fucking hates us.
Yeah, so, if YouTube kills us, you know, fine, cool, whatever, we're just going to go over to Kick. That's it. Right? That's the game plan. We're going to head over to Kick, and we'll stream there. And when there are issues with fucking StreamYard, we do have a backup for that in place already. I have not set up the Kick channel yet, but that's hella fucking easy. It's just literally I just sign up for it and go, this is the channel name, here's the channel art, fucking pay me. We might actually be more successful on Kick. We might actually get an audience on Kick. Not that I want an audience per se, because then there's too much pressure to keep up shit, and there's too much pressure to like conform, right? There's too much pressure to conform to the audience to an extent.
There's too much opportunity for some asshole to come along. I don't like this. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go.
Oh, that's the thing. That's the beauty of Kick. Kick just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's my Karen impression, by the way.
It was a very good Karen impression. It was a very good one. I believed every second of it.
Well, here's my Carol impression.
Oh shit. You fucker. How's your coffee this morning or this evening? It's nighttime for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's what, 9:30 at night for you right now?
8:30.
8:30.
2030.
8:30.
No, actually, I'm drinking coffee at the moment.
Oh shit. Farty's favorite brand of coffee, by the way, is spelled BEER.
No, it actually is coffee. Like I don't drink as much booze as I used to. I drink
I know.
fucking stupid huge cups of coffee a day now though. So I
That's a lot, bro.
An alcohol addiction for a caffeine addiction.
Yeah. You should have kept the alcohol addiction and swapped the caffeine addiction for the nicotine addiction.
Well, partially the coffee addiction is far fucking cheaper.
It is, yeah, it is. It would be actually, if you lived in the States, the alcohol addiction with the cigarette addiction would be more expensive than the alcohol addiction and the coffee addiction. Because cigarettes in the U.S. are fucking expensive because think of the children.
All right, how much for a packet of 20s? How much for a packet of Marlboros?
Oh, shit, god damn. For one pack. Let's see. Yeah, that was my dad's brand too. Let's see, shopping. Right, Marlboro prices. There, I gotta actually look it up. Cigarette prices by state in 2024. Um, so what's the cheapest? The number one, the cheapest right now, um, is in Missouri, and that's $4.38 US. So that'd be what, like nine something Australian?
I fucking wish they were that fucking cheap.
Um, the state I live in, it's $7.67. So that'd be like what, $17 Australian?
Still, man, I'd fucking blow my fucking load all over the bloody floor if cigarettes were that fucking cheap this nowadays. Still,
Let's see. $5 Australia or US is on nearly $8 Australian. So yeah, oh, are they really that expensive in Australia?
oh fucking yeah.
Wow. Learn something new every day. Driving to work, so I'll check back in later. Weren't you at work last night, sir? You would actually give me a reason to make a kick account. That would be a reason for you to make a kick account, Des? Oh my god. Okay, anyway, he says he's going to work. He says he'll check back in later. I thought he was at work last night. But, you know, that's here nor there. Um all right.
Okay, so you want to know how much a packet of Marlboros is in Sierra Leone?
How much?
50 cents Australian.
50 cents
Yeah,
for a pack?
yeah.
Let's take our handy dandy dollar calculator. That's one pack.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's 32 and a half cents.
Yep.
32 and a half cents. No. For a pack, the cheapest pack in the United States is $4 something cents. That's like $4.50. I'm being generous because I don't remember the exact what came after $4. Let's just round it up to $5. So $5 US. It's about $7.68 US or Australian rather.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah,
And
I really
that's
wish they were that cheap.
you said they were 50 cents Australian, didn't you?
Yeah, it's in Sierra Leone.
What is it by you?
Hey?
What is it by you in the
Not sure what a packet of Marlboro 20s are, but I smoke Rothman's 25s, and I'm paying something along the lines of about $49 a packet.
Holy fucking fuck.
Yeah,
Let's just say $50 a pack. Let's just say
yeah,
$50 a pack. That's $32.50 US.
yeah, yeah, and these are relatively cheap considering. Fucking
Damn, dude. Holy shit.
super duper cheap brands because they'll go $39.
Wow.
Um,
You might be better off.
these are these fucking really nondescript brands from China, which are mostly full of fucking sawdust, arsenic, and lead. Um, fucking, but like there are more expensive brands like the old, Dunhills and fucking Benson and Hedges and Peter Jacksons and stuff like that. They're up around the fucking 50, 60, $70 mark in some cases.
And
So
most of that is just
you get packets of 50s, and they're up around the $100 mark.
most of that is taxation, isn't it?
Yep,
Yeah.
it's 99% taxation, and the whole premise was that us smokers were supposed to be a burden on the health system in the future. So these taxes are supposed to be paying ahead for the burden that was supposed to be. They're not going to help me fucking with the problems that I got fucking now,
Mm-hmm.
and who's to fucking say that the lung cancer or whatever that I'm getting in the future wasn't from the rural fire service from fucking fighting car fires without breathing apparatus and stuff like that for a few years. You know, all the asbestos in fucking
Yeah.
all the commissioning houses that we had to go into fucking when we put them out.
Right,
And
yeah,
stuff
because
like
there's
that.
more factors to lung cancer than just smoking. Like
Oh yeah,
I absolutely abhor smoking. Like I will never do it myself. I saw what it did to both of my parents. Um, but I'm not gonna sit here and bash people who fucking like. Okay, my biggest problem. I shouldn't say my only problem. My biggest problem with smokers, and I'm not accusing you of this, Farty. So don't jump on me for this. My biggest problem with smokers, I know why they do it. I know why, because it's human nature to want to stay warm in the winter. But my biggest problem with smokers is they all huddle around the fucking door. In the middle of summer, they're huddling around the fucking dude. I need to get into that fucking store, or I need to get into that building that you're standing in front of, and hovering and collecting in front of the fucking store, or in front of those doors, like some goddamn carcinogenic human chain. You know, that's
well,
my
anyway,
biggest
fucking,
problem.
well, yeah. Anyway, buddy, so they're not going to help me out with my problems now. They're
Right.
going to fucking dick me around and say, "Oh, because you didn't quit smoking, we're not going to fucking help you out with any lung cancer or anything like that." So, fuck. Yeah, then now it turns out that fucking successive governments have been using it as a fucking slush fund. There's no money left in it. There's no money left in it for Medicare, which is the normal way we normally go see doctors and shit. Well, it's far better system than what you guys got. And fucking pretty much fucking they've scared off so many fucking smokers that like regardless of how high they put the taxes, they're not getting anywhere near the money that they're used to, and they liked having that much money. So yeah, the fucking now they're after vapes and shit like that as well.
Yeah, because the state's got to get all as much money as they can get. Let's turn our attention back to the Olympics, because more shit came out of the Olympics this week. Do you wanna lead this one off, Farty?
Get the picture, smack my bitch up.
There's more. There's like 3 stories that came out of the Olympics. There's one. We're just gonna gloss over this one. That the Olympics decided not to feed they were getting all this fucking money. France was getting all this fucking money, and decided not to feed the athletes real meat. It was all vegan. They couldn't get enough protein in them. They couldn't get enough calories in them. They couldn't get enough food in them at the fucking Olympic Village to like perform.
Who
So
the fuck do the French fuck up food? It's like the one thing they're fucking known for.
yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, but they're trying to be, more green and eco-friendly. So they've forced they haven't really forced. So basically all of the team managers were just like, you don't have to eat at the Olympic Village. We will cover your eating expenses if you go to fucking McDonald's in town. Just go. They don't have air conditioning in there. They don't have
That was funny.
air
Yeah,
conditioning.
I heard about this before the games even started, and they're like, "We are going to use some hippie wanky fucking breeze fucking bloody cooling system fucking nonsense crap that sounded like it wasn't going to fucking work at all. It was like going to lower the temperature in the room by about like a third of a fucking degree or something.
Yeah.
See that it's better." And the Yanks went, "Get fucked. We're all bringing air conditioners. Fuck you and your fucking environment." And the Australians went, "Yeah, fucking so are we. Fuck you and your environment. We're bringing our own fucking air conditioners too." And I think the Poms even went, "Yep, we're in too. Fuck you, fucking frog cunts." I think they just did that because of their long history with fucking giving.
We're constantly bailing fucking France out. The entire world is constantly bailing France out. And then when the whole world comes to France, France is like, fuck you. You bailed us out. Fuck you. We are going to make our lives a living hell.
Yeah, so I think the Yanks actually fucking like their entourage included like an entire cargo plane just full of palletized fucking air conditioners.
There. Um, so like, we're just gonna put shade trees in on all the windows and shit, and we're just gonna do this. None of it fucking worked. Nothing
Nah.
about the Olympics has been kosher this fucking year. Nothing.
Have you seen the beds?
Say again.
Have you seen the beds?
Oh, those little prison cots.
No, the fucking cardboard boxes.
Really? I thought they were like prison cocks.
They're fucking.
Oh.
It's this fucking cardboard. It's this eco fucking bullshit.
All right,
wannabe,
Duster.
like aircraft thing, and it's like no shit. It's just a bunch of cardboard boxes that you slot tab A into fucking slat B fucking thing, and like the design, right? It's there's a like a rectangle at the top and the bottom of the bed. There's the head and the foot. Then there's this thin bit that goes up either side, and then there's this thing that goes up the middle with two fucking dirty great big gaps either side of it, right up the middle of the fucking bed, and everyone's complaining about how fucking uncomfortable these things are because the shitty fucking mattress it's also made out of fucking god knows fucking what recycled fucking nonsense that like doesn't fucking do anything but fucking be uncomfortable. Bloody that falls through into the fucking the gaps and shit like that. So you're either gonna have to balance yourself on this fucking like this spar down the middle or fall down the gaps, be uncomfortable all fucking night. That's all, of course, if the bed doesn't fucking collapse the instant you fucking get on it, because that also happens as well. And then, right, they're tiny. If you have a look at the photos of these fucking things, it looks like they were built for children. So what are the poor fucking, like, bloody basketball players and shit like that, like fucking 7 foot tall? Trying to fucking fit in a fucking 3 foot tall
Yeah,
bed.
can you imagine fucking what's his name? Zhao Meng or whatever his name is, that fucking 7.5 foot tall monster from fucking China. Trying to get into one of those beds.
Well, yeah, then there's the weight capacity. I mean, like the Chinese female women's swimming team, for example, like those women swimmers, we doping and yay we won. They're too heavy to fucking even look at those bloody things with all the steroids
And
they're on.
you think about how let's leave the roids out of this, even taking into account their rather muscular physiques.
Some of the blokes,
Um,
some of the Sheilas can grow a better beard than me.
everybody grows a better beard than me, so I'm so far past jealous. I'm zen. It's whatever to me, but oh shit, I'm having internet issues. Is it Steam? It's Steam. Steam is updating games. That's why my internet went dorked. That's why my internet went and borked. You're approved. We've been trying to reach you. No. In case you're wondering, Farty, I am, as we speak, setting up the kick. The kick thing. Right now. So my attention is a little split at the moment, but I'm trying to stay engaged.
What else is funny, stupid? Fucking
There
bloody-
was the Olympic Committee saying that one of the Dutch athletes wasn't a pedophile, even though he raped a 12-year-old girl.
See, in Islam, that's okay.
No.
Also,
he
if
was a
he
white
did
dude.
it to a boy in the Vatican, that'd be okay as well.
I suppose. I'm just waiting for the email from Kick. So.
Yeah, we just heard what you're saying on fucking StreamYard. Get fucked, you can't have an account.
Wow. I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, I wonder if that Dutch pedo was a fucking similar thing to like the tranny fucking boxer. Because the prerequisite for the fucking tranny proven female was just had to say female in his passport. So I'm wondering if the Dutch guy's like occupation and said fucking Olympian, and he's like, but it says that you're a pedophile here. He's like, no, but on my passport it says Olympian. See? Oh well, okay then. they must be wrong then. Or if you go Mr. Olympian.
uh,
But then getting onto that boxer, fucking that was a dude. That was a dude with a dick, and he didn't even bother putting on the fucking dress or tucking it or anything like that. He just simply just didn't want to play on fucking hard mode like the rest of us. So he just
yeah.
decided to do the fucking South Park thing and fucking, yeah, oh yeah, I'm not even gonna try. Well, I'm a
Strong
woman.
woman, strong woman, yeah.
But like, I can't understand what everyone's having a fucking sook about. Like, it's not the first time we've had fucking women getting their asses fucking handed to them in combat sports. I mean, look at the fucking UFC, for example. And I like it also too how people are carrying on as if like fucking this bitch had no fucking idea what was going on. Like, she's just sitting at home minding her own business, and there's a knock on the door, and there's like a representative from the IOC with a couple of guys in a straight jacket and a fucking black bag, and they chuck it over her head, tie her up, chuck her in a van. And then like 3 months later, she fucking comes to, and there's like crowd noises and shit, and the bag comes off her head, and there's like she's in the middle of a boxing ring with a curtain. They're like, right, you're about to find out who you're going to fight, and there's no backsies. Fucking, they pull the bloody curtain away, and it's like, Killbot 2000 or fucking a 900-pound fucking gorilla or something. And then they're all like, oh, well, I guess I'll just have to fight them then. Ugh.
You
That
know,
doesn't fucking work like that. They've got to work out venues and fucking ticket sales and fucking all sorts of shit. And who's
yeah.
going to get paid what and fucking blah, blah. And like, this is all going through lawyers and fucking contracts and fucking all sorts of shit. Surely, somewhere along the line, right, someone's fucking sat this Sheila down and explained, right, we do want you to fight bloke, Sheila that used to be a dude like 6 months ago. And evidently she's gone, well, okay then. And then they've gone, oh, by the way, 12 months ago, it used to be a no shit fucking Navy SEAL walking around the GWAT fucking cracking skulls, fucking shooting cunts and shit.
Yeah.
And evidently, since this bitch still got in the fucking ring, she went, oh, okay. Like this fucking Italian fucking bird, like the rest of the fucking Sheilas, like this has been going on for a couple of weeks now. Like the rest of the Sheilas in the boxing fucking the boxing thing, they're all like, no way, get fucked. There's two of these fucking dudes, right? Fucking
Yeah.
these Sheilas had to go up against two of these fucking dudes, and they were refusing to fucking do it. This silly fucking Italian Sheila was the only fucking idiot that got into the fucking ring and thought, oh yeah, we'll see how far this goes. And the scrawny little fucking Turkish prick, right? Fucking, he goes and throws the most pathetic looking fucking gay little
And
love
she
tap
goes
that you've
down
ever
like a
fucking.
sack of fucking potatoes.
Well, even worse, right? He only just fucking gets a glancing blow at full fucking extension. So, like, you're out of your fucking power and extension anyway. So it's not like it's going to be fucking very hard. He's wearing boxing gloves. She's wearing a fucking helmet. She's basically just been booped on the snoot by fucking some fucking queer cunt
Well,
that fucking can't throw a
not
punch
only
for
that,
shit.
they were.
She runs off fucking crying.
It's not only that. Like, you have to also consider that they were completely different weight classes. How are they fucking competing in the same weight class, in the same. Okay, fine, fuck it. Weight doesn't matter or anything anymore. Okay, fuck it. That argument is gone. All right, let's remove that argument. How about the fucking fact that the World Championship Commission that the one boxer went to, they said no, you're not allowed to participate because of whatever reasons, and you're disqualified. The Olympic Committee should have just said, oh, well, we're going to stand by this decision. How hard is that? No, you can't participate.
Well, it's evidently too hard to not throw a fucking dude who's just murdered a couple of Sheilas and raped a bunch of others not in a fucking female prison when he decides to say, oh, yeah, no, I'm a Sheila now, I got caught.
Yeah.
Like, we thought that was going to be fucking stupid. They weren't going to do that, but they've done it in both Australia, Britain, and in America.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess, we're just living in the world is unfuckable now.
Well,
It cannot be unfucked.
Like, you have a look at the stuff with Riley Gaines, and this is what I don't understand. Like, you have a look at these school meetings and stuff like that, where parents are pissed off and they're reading out some of the vile fucking literature in the fucking libraries nowadays. And the stuff with Riley Gaines, Like, having underage girls be subjected to some fucking weirdos walking around with his cock out staring at fucking naked shills while they're getting changed and they were forced to fucking do that. That that's like, I'm fucking sure there's like laws already that's
Yeah.
supposed to prevent that kind of fucking shit from happening. Like fucking
It
and the
just
fall
proves the
fucking
point that criminals aren't gonna fucking follow the law. So when they start
but the
going, we
problem
need
no no no
laws for this shit and that shit, they're not gonna
the problem
fucking.
is though The problem is, though, it's mostly people who are supposed to be fine, upstanding fucking citizens of the community, like
Yeah.
your council members and your fucking board of directors on the fucking education board and shit like that. But fucking surely there should be some fucking responsible person in like that fucking swimming competition mob that went, hang on, I think we should call the fucking cops on this. Because I reckon that should have happened a dozen fucking times.
No, yeah, I agree with you. It should have happened more than a fucking dozen times.
And the same thing with those school boards. It's like, fucking, they come in, they say, this is vile fucking literature. It's you're subjecting our fucking children to fucking basically porn and all this kind of stuff. And the board goes, no, 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 you cunts can go get fucked. That's when the sheriff should come along and say, no, 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 you cunts can come with fucking us and explain the reason why you're subjecting children to fucking porn, you dirty fucking asshole. Not the other way around.
Yeah, thing is, the fucking sheriff is in league with the fucking school board at this point. It's all the same fucking
Well,
organization at this point. I don't know how it works. I just know that
well,
there's some shit going on.
Well, that's what's going to happen in a country that's got more fucking guns and blades of grass. That people are just going to be fucking removed soon.
Yeah. The lawn will be mowed.
Yep, and that's what I'm saying around here too. Like, because recently, there's been a couple of incidents where people went stabby stabby for some certain fucking reasons, but no one wants to say because, well, that just means that everyone's got to admit how much of a bunch of cunts they are, and no matter.
Yeah.
But fucking, I can absolutely see why people are going stabby stabby lately, and I'm actually using that term. And it's like, fucking, well, when you do this and you do that and you carry on like this, I can see why some people who get frustrated with your bullshit will just start going stabby stabby in a fucking train station or a university or something like that.
Stop making me laugh, Marty. I can't handle it, man. Every time
The
I
problem is,
laugh,
though,
I'm pushing fucking hot cocoa down where hot cocoa need not be traveling, sir, if you understand my meaning.
get some Imodium.
I don't need a Imodium. I need to stop laughing. I'm gonna piss and shit myself.
Okay, get a cork and a fucking clamp.
A cork and clamp. Oh my goodness gracious me.
Get cork one up and clamp one off.
Can't I just cut it off so I can sit down?
Nah,
Oh shit.
no, so then it'll make it even harder to clamp it off then.
Yeah, but then I could just sit down. And then I can use the women's restroom without an issue. And be transginger. I want to be transginger.
I don't think you want to be sitting down in the women's bathroom after the way they fucking carry on about them. It's
Oh,
funny how they say
shit,
that
dude.
blokes' dunnies are supposed to be so vile and disgusting and all this
know.
kind of shit. But I've heard fucking far worse complaints about the state of fucking
Oh,
women's
dude.
dunnies.
Okay, so I've worked in fucking the restaurant industry almost my entire adult life. And when you're cleaning up at the end of the night, one of the jobs you have to do is clean the restrooms. And the fucking women's room, I shit you not, in every job I've ever had to clean the women's restroom in after closing, has just been a fucking. It's like a fucking cyclone touchdown. There's paper everywhere. There's fucking. I don't even want to talk about the little Heidi boxes. Those things are often overflowing, or often caked in all sorts of despicable shit. All sorts of evil, vile matter. Not just, the monthlies, but like other shit. There's literal shit caked on there, Farty. Literal shit caked on the magic box. How? How did you get shit? How did you get a whole fucking turd stuck to the side of the magic box? All right. So there was another thing in the fucking Olympics. Oh, we already touched on the fucking pedophile. That they said isn't it. Okay, whatever. We touched on that. We touched on the Olympics.
Domestic violence becoming an Olympic sport.
Yeah. Can we
That's funny as hell, out
dude? Can
here
we get
because
Chris Brown in the Olympics next year?
yeah,
It'll be an event. If you can beat Chris Brown, you get an automatic gold medal.
fucking it's even funnier out here because there's a lot of fucking domestic violence and stuff carrying on out here, and like I've got my fucking theories on it, and we'll be here for a month if I went into them. But basically, there's a lot of fucking, Sheila's get the choice in the matter, and you should see the cunts that are fucking murdering them. The bloody all the sluts are out here. It's like, oh my god, the Olympics is legalizing domestic violence. Oh my god, how is this for victims?
Oh, this is all feminism's fault. It's all feminism's
I've
fault.
already been given a whole bunch of shit by just pointing out that this chick could have forfeited.
She could have. Right, yeah. But
Yeah.
no, it shouldn't have happened to be. No, it shouldn't have happened. We shouldn't have to fucking say it shouldn't have happened. We shouldn't have to come out and state the fucking obvious. It's your fault. Or not your fault. It's your problem if you can't understand that I shouldn't have to fucking say the obvious.
But now you're mansplaining, you see.
Good.
And that's the reason why we can't get women to not fucking, we can't get women to have the smarts and not jump in the fucking ring with a dude in the first place, because we have to mansplain to them how it's a dumb idea and they won't listen to us because we're mansplaining it to them. That's the reason why they go ahead and do it.
You know what? I'm a firm believer. I always have been a firm believer in just remove the warning labels and let them fuck around and find out for themselves. I think it's stupid. We have warning labels on fucking hot coffee. Okay, of course it's gonna be fucking hot. Oh, but the temp. No, it doesn't fucking matter. It's hot coffee. You bought coffee from a fucking store. You poured it in your lap. That's your own fucking fault.
Fucking, I have to say this though, that the all this stuff with the fucking dudes and shit, fucking doing all the female stuff. We fucking said this was going to happen back in the 80s. Because
Yeah.
the feminists were starting to do this fucking silly push by saying, like men can't have their own fucking things. So while you had the brownies and the Girl Guides, we had the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts. And fucking, but because the Boy Scouts had boys in them, no. Girls must be allowed to join that too. But it's fucking weird if you want to join the Girl Guides. Of course, we said, but it goes both ways, and someone's going to do that one day, and these stupid feminists went, don't be stupid, and of course, well, it fucking happened. A dude wanted to join the Girl Guides, and everyone thought it was fucking weird, but it was kind of a case of like, well, it's all right for them, And it's the same thing with all this other stuff, all these fucking, women want to get into men's industries. All right, well, what happens when the men want to get into women's industries?
Yeah.
Well, the women want to be like the blokes and do combat roles and all this kind of shit. Well, okay, then don't fucking cry when you get booped to the snoot like some fucking lanky little faggot from fucking Turkey.
Yeah, and I'm there with you, man. We said it was gonna happen. That it's not a fucking leap to know. And here's the problem: is like it doesn't take a fucking okay. I'm home, and stream ended twice on the road while I was on the road. What the fuck? There's probably connection issue on my end. Let me take a look. Okay. I'm not seeing a 9% of frames drop, but that shouldn't have been a problem for disconnection. At any rate, thank you for letting me know, Dester. I do have the kick stuff set up. I just need the 6-digit code for them to send out to get to me. But in the meantime, where was I, Farty?
Good question.
We were talking about something.
The bit. Well, last thing I was talking about was the Sheila's getting their heads kicked in domestic
Right.
violence.
Yeah. So let's So what I was trying to say was, we warn them, and it doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to go, hey, look, human beings get fucking greedy. Okay? Every time we invent a new technology for purpose A, we find fucking 12 different ways to use that technology. Look at a broom, right? Let's look at one of the most basic tools human beings use. A fucking broom. Right?
Or as they call it in the female prison, a rape stick.
That's one use for it. Yes, Farty, thank you. Let's just look at the broom, right? If you have a broom next to you, basically whatever is in that broom's reach is within your reach. Right? Look at the Simpsons episode when Homer, it's season 7 episode 7, king size Homer. Watch the episode, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Where Homer has to have a broom because he's too fat to get off the fucking couch by himself. So he uses the broom to fucking swing at the window and yell at the kids poking fun at him. He uses the broom to fucking dial the phone because his hand is too fucking, in another episode, because he fucking encased the phone in fucking concrete. Okay? Or was that a carrot? There was a carrot he used. But the principle's the same. Like, when you use a broom, basically whatever you want to do with the broom, you can do with the broom. There's fucking 8 million different uses for the broom other than its intended purpose, right? Look at the same episode, King Size Homer. Those little fucking executive toy bird desk things. He uses that to fucking do his job for him while he goes and fucks around, which is what ultimately puts the town in danger, but he goes and fucks around. And the bird is left unsupervised. And that's an unintended use for it. So we discover all these uses for shit, right? I have a pair of hobby cutters, right? A little pair of cutters designed for clipping Gundam models out of sprues, out of little plastic fucking kits to put shit together. You might recognize them, Farty. We're putting together fucking model kits. And sometimes, okay, and I know I'm not the only fucking person to say this, sometimes I use them to clip my fucking fingernails. Okay? How? Why? Because they're right there, and they do the job just fine. They're designed and sharpened to cut plastic, which means that my fingernails, not being as dense as the plastic designed to fucking be trimmed, aren't going to damage these things.
They are based off chiropodist scissors anyway. So.
Well, yeah. But the point that I'm making is we discover fucking a million uses for new technologies. And it doesn't take a fucking stretch to say that if we give an inch, someone will eventually start taking miles. And this shit with the whole pedophile shit that's going on now. And I hate that I have to defend this position, at least to an extent, because someone else is going to take the mile from the inch that I am giving here. And the inch that I'm giving here is that Republicans and conservatives in the 1980s, in the late 80s, in the early 90s, during the whole fucking AIDS scare that we had here in the U.S. I don't know if you guys had it at the same time or had it at all in Australia. They had the AIDS scare in the fucking 80s and 90s. And people were all like, oh, well, if you allow gay people into the communities and this, that, the other thing, it's not going to be too long before fucking pedophiles show up. And to an extent, and I'm not saying they were exactly right. I'm not saying they were implicitly right. I'm saying to an extent that the inch that I'm giving the argument was to an extent correct. And what happened? We are now in a situation 20, 30 years later, almost 40 years later, where the fucking pedophiles are pouring out of the woodwork. And now we are being not only asked to conform to these quote unquote minor attracted persons, which I will never fucking use. You're a pedophile and you're a fucking predator if you're fucking going after kids. And I'm going to die on that hill. I have been on the receiving end of fucking adults sexually abusing children. I have been on the receiving end of that, and I fucking hate having to bring that up. I fucking hate having to talk about it publicly. But it is not fucking K. It is not okay. Even if a child says no, and that adult wants to do some shit, chances are that adult is fucking much larger and much stronger than that child and is going to do that shit with that kid any fucking way. Oh, but how do you know? Because I fucking been there. So to an extent, yes, they were abso-fucking-lutely correct in that the pedophiles will show up. I'm sorry, Farty. I did not mean to take this fun, lighthearted podcast of ours and turn it into a fucking soapbox.
Well, no, I've been trying to warn people for fucking years too, especially when they started having these many different fucking spectrums bullshit. And,
you can't help who you love.
7 years ago or something like that, there was this one monkey on Dodger's channel, fucking the One Aussie Gay or some shit like that. And I was trying to tell these cunt fucking back then, you got to watch out for the maps and the fucking pedophiles because they're trying to fucking sneak in under the radar.
And they did.
No, we're not this and we're not that. I'm not saying you are, but you need to worry about them cunts tarnishing your community. Well, but we're not. You stupid fucking poofter. Fuck off then. This cunt works for Sarah Hanson Young too, so fucking thought that she's a little bit like our version of, like, I don't know, a really crappy AOC mixed with a really crappy fucking Kamala Harris. Got sycophant fucking followers, but still does evil shit, like goes into
fucking Desture
immigrant detention centers and teaches 5-year-olds how to eat razor blades so their families will get shipped off to the mainland.
That's fucked up, Farty.
I know.
Desture has a good point to make here. He says, "Oh, you're a map? Yeah, I'm gonna need one of you to find all of you." Yeah, I agree. Fucking, I don't want them jailed. I don't want them jailed. I want them tortured nonstop, and I want technologies. Here's an inch I'm gonna give. And then we're gonna absolutely find them, miles and miles, to take this technology, because again, human beings get greedy. I want to find a technology that keeps you alive. Oh, there goes the stream. It just blinked out again. Okay, that's fine. It didn't go anywhere too long, but I want a technology that will keep pedophiles alive indefinitely until the sun burns out and, the universe heat deaths or whatever. Keep them alive indefinitely and not be allowed to die until after all of humanity and all life in the universe has gone extinct. And I want them to be kept alive. And I want them to be tortured in very new and in very interesting ways, so they never get used to the torture and they never have any of the senses that are being assaulted deadened to that torture. And I want that to continue for billions of years.
Oh, trust me, you end up running out of ideas.
Well, we don't need to run out of ideas. We don't need to run out of ideas. We just need to keep it at a threshold where they're always in agony.
Yeah, you only need to be about 5 or 6 different fucking torments, and then 1 or 2 really big fucking painful things that takes them a while to get over. So, right, you have the cheese dick sitting in a fucking room and you do the usual shit, like, walk in, just break the cunt's fucking nose with a punch to the snout, fucking, fucking give him a bit of mind game fucking nonsense and fucking then maybe the next day you'll come in maybe with the cat of nine tails and you'd whip the cunt till his fucking back's bleeding like fuck and then leave him there for a little bit and then get some cunt to come in a little bit later with a big bag of fucking salt and then you just pour it all over the cunt and fucking get some arsehole to come in and start fucking tap dancing on the brick's back to really work the fucking salt into the cat of nine tails thing.
Oh, and don't forget the
And then
lemon.
yeah, eh?
Don't forget the lemon.
Oh yeah, hang on. We got plenty of time for that. Anyway, fucking then later on you come in with a big fucking fire hose, 77,000 fucking pounds per square inch or fucking liters per minute. Sorry, just hose the cunt off, fucking just bail the cunt up into a fucking into the corner and just do like a bit of fucking positive pressure fucking pummeling mixed with a bit of waterboarding at the same time just to fucking get the cunt a bit exerted from fucking lack of oxygen.
Just a
And the
little
next day, you might come in, fucking do something else to his back, fucking exacerbate the pain. And eventually you want that shit to fucking heal up a bit because eventually the buckets are going to get full. So
Yeah.
there'll be a day, right, where you just spend all day emptying the buckets that everyone's been spending the last month or so pissing and shitting and you just throw them at him. Fucking let him sit and wallow in it for a little bit and then fucking, again, give him a whack with a garden hose.
Gotta give him a
And I was
whack with a
thinking,
garden hose.
one fucking saw trap that I saw I kind of liked, and it was this guy who's sitting in a chair and he's got like his arms are strapped down to the arms of the chair and like he's got razor blades going up through his wrists and he's got to bleed out anyway, so he's got to fucking get out of this chair by pushing his face through a series of fucking knives. So he's got to cut his face up to push a button on the other side of the knives that'll release him from the chair that'll save his life. So you get him to do that, but you convince them that you're gonna fucking let him go after that. It's like this is your final fucking test, mate. You get through this, and it's all forgiven and all this kind of shit. And then, like once he finally gets the courage to finally push his face through the razor blades, lets him out of the chair, and say, "Right, well, good, you did it, okay." And well, about your freedom, that's where you produce a cricket bat and say, "Yeah, I fucking lied," and you crack the cunt over the fucking head with it, and then start another round of fucking bullshit, and then the next day.
As you're walking him out and he sees the sunshine, you just drag his ass back in.
Yeah, and then you can bring in the dogs. Like you get the dogs come in, they fucking haven't eaten for a while, get them all pissed off and shit, and you just hold them while they're frothing at the mouth, fucking, barking their cunt out, fucking like an inch from this cunt's face. And then if he starts to fucking sort of start getting a bit comfortable with it, just let one of them have a bit of a taste.
Just a little taste. Yeah.
Mm.
So, yeah, I want to get off of this because I'm.
I'm revealing a bit too much that everyone's going
No,
to be a bit
no.
fucking
It's
weirded
not.
out.
It's not that. Farty, look, we all know you. We all love you for how fucked up you are in the head. Um, and listen. I agree with you that torture only goes so far, and that it does have to come to an end at some point. But I just want to invent a technology that keeps iterating itself to keep these they're not even human. They're not even human. To keep these things alive, to keep them so that they can't kill themselves, right? If I said my ideas, Google would nuke my account. Oh God. And to just keep iterating, right? Some sort of AI or whatever. I don't really give a shit as long as it does the job. Keep iterating on new and interesting torture devices, new and interesting torture techniques, while effectively being immortal. That's it. End of story. We can continue because there's more to talk about.
There's another one. There's a decapitation
Oh,
using a cricket bat.
fuck's sake. We're not decapitating anybody with a cricket bat.
Yeah, you do it with a cricket bat. You start from the feet and you work your way up to the neck. Just use blunt force trauma until you just bludgeon the bits off them.
Continuing on, here's some somewhat local news. Kyle Rittenhouse, we all know him. Apparently is getting disowned and then undisowned by
Oh,
by.
hang on, just real quick. Speaking of pedophiles, isn't it funny how fucking Kyle Rittenhouse can fire into a crowd of fucking liberals and hit a pedophile, a wife beater, and a career criminal?
Yeah, and he killed the pedophile, which, good on him. The career criminal dead, but the wife beater survived. I
Well,
think.
he ain't swinging he ain't swinging nothing with that fucking arm anymore anyway.
Oh no, yeah, that shit got fucked. But no, so Kyle Rittenhouse, came out the other day. I think it was like Thursday. Came out Thursday and said, "Hey guys, I'm not really about Trump's track record um on wife beater did die. Oh, okay. So then all three of them died. Yay. Story ends well.
Oh, hang on, who just had his arm explode from the muzzle blast?
So I think the guy got his arm blown off and then he bled out from that. Because there was so much fucking violence going on, they couldn't get an ambulance in there in time, and he just bled out.
Hey, no, I'm fucking sure at least one of them because one of them was in court fucking sucking like a little bitch.
That was Kyle that was sucking.
No. There was another dude, and he was there crying because since he got shot, his life's all fucking scared. He can't go outside, and he can't go down to school and stare at the little children's at lunchtime and shit.
Oh, I don't know about all that. He
I'm
said the career criminal lived. Oh, okay. I thought the career criminal died. The career criminal lost his arm. Okay. So Kyle Rittenhouse, he said that he did not like Trump's Second Amendment record, which, I agree with for the most part. I did not like Trump's Second Amendment policies. I do not agree with red flag laws. He wanted to enact red flag laws. Because what happens with a red flag, right? Anything can be a red flag. He farted, and it's a red flag for me. It's a very personal, very emotional response. The red flag laws, and Trump said he was about that. Now I don't know if Trump's position on that has changed recently. I don't know if he has changed his mind on that. I don't know if he's changed his mind on Second Amendment stuff. Or if he was just saying it to try to appease the lefties and try and get some lefty votes. But the thing is that Trump is a old school Democrat. So there, I kind of have to take that.
He's a firearms owner himself, though.
He is.
And fucking famously.
Yes, yeah.
I'd be more wondering whether it'd be partially to garner support from the other side, and partially might have even been an indication to try and get some Democrats to fucking side with him on some policy he was working on at the time. But another thing would be that he'd be the kind of person for them to draw something up in full in its completion, then he'd read it and then actually full on properly sign it. So you'd suggest that fucking it would have been more a case of, well, go ahead, write it all up and all this kind of stuff, which was taken as a bit of he's for it kind of a thing. But I bet you $10 when he read it all out and in its entirety and figures out exactly what it was all about. He'd probably go, yeah, no, get fucked. That's 1984 shit, man.
When Trump did the bump stock bans, he was still a New York Democrat. Now I think he wouldn't try to reach across the aisle as anymore. I don't know about whether or not he tried to reach across the aisle. All I know is I just don't agree with his Second Amendment past. Again, I don't know if he's changed his Second Amendment views, but that's neither here nor there. But
a bit of a gun with things like the bump stock and all this kind of stuff, because there's the C card, there's the dual action, or there's the duplex trigger or whatever the fuck it was. There's
Mm-hmm.
uh, the Gatling crank, and all of these things are fucking no shit fucking workarounds for having an automatic version of the AR-15 platform.
Yeah.
And fucking like they, they stupidly fucking come out and put fucking YouTube videos up and go fucking, oh, this is totally not a bloody an automatic thing, but here,
Yeah.
fucking kind of thing. Like
Um.
the sear card, for example. Like, that to say that, like, oh no, but we ship it out in a card form, but it's specifically fucking designed so you can take the parts out and then fucking, turn, like, put an automatic sear into your AR. Like,
Yeah.
that's the whole fucking point of it, and there's no ambiguity about it. But like, they fucking do that kind of shit, and then wonder why fucking the ATF do crack down on them. It's the same
Yeah.
thing with fucking oil can fucking silencers, like oil filter silencers. That's an old trick from fucking back in the day. That one,
It doesn't really
but fucking,
silence the thing though. It's more like a
hey,
suppressor, isn't it?
yes. So I'm used to the term silencer because, like,
Mm,
back in the
okay.
day, I used to have this Sport Code 22 with a silencer on it, and you fired semi-automatic 22s out of it, and it literally only made the sound of the action going back and forward.
Are you kidding?
No kidding, no
That's
shit. You could
crazy.
you could fire it in a quiet room, and probably the people within about 2 or 3 feet would hear it. Like, this shit was like no shit, fucking a silenced weapon, right?
Wow. Oh.
Fucking,
Okay.
but like with suppressors, right? The most of the people who fucking use silencers on their fucking rifles and stuff still fire supersonic full bore ammunition out of their
Right.
rifles. So it's still flying out at 3 times the speed of sound. That's where you get a crack, a sonic bang coming off the projectile.
Right. But there's
That's
also the
why.
sound of the explosion.
No. There's the suppressor catches all of that. You're only
Wow.
hearing the crack of the fucking bullet going more than the speed of sound. If you use subsonic ammunition, you wouldn't hear shit.
Huh. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. Dester says, I did not know about this. Um, Dester said former staff members admitted to lying to Trump. I did not know about that. I know that some staff members were lying to Trump about some things. I did not
yeah.
hear about the the gun stuff. Um, but but yeah. So like moving into this topic here, they Rittenhouse comes out. He says, I'm probably gonna write in. I forget who he fucking said, but he said I'm probably gonna write in so and so, and yeah, to be honest, fuck, sorry guys. Sleep is not a friend to old Frank here, but the problem is that he said, guys, I'm writing in another candidate. I'm probably not voting Trump. Ron Paul. Thank you, Dester. He's writing in Ron Paul because Ron Paul apparently has a really good track record with Second Amendment, this, that, and the other thing. And
Yeah, but doesn't have a hope in hell though.
no, he doesn't.
So that's a waste of vote.
He does not. Yeah. But I don't think any vote submitted is a wasted vote. I think the only vote wasted is the vote not given. Right? I think if you don't go and vote, I think that's the only wasted vote.
I think
Um
it's a waste of vote if you know that the person's not getting in. Like, say if you decided to vote for fucking what was that silly bitch that couldn't understand that she kept losing all of her fucking primaries and no cunt was voting for her and she had like 1% fucking vote.
oh, you mean the one that's you mean the one that's currently tapped as the candidate for the DNC? Oh, you mean
No.
the
This was,
other one, the other one.
yeah, from a couple months ago.
Oh, I forgot her name.
Yeah, well, like it's like voting for her. Like she's only got like 1% of the fucking popular support. There is
Yeah.
no way in hell she's getting anywhere near even like second last place. So that it would be a waste of vote if you knowingly vote for someone who's never getting anywhere near the fucking the what's he. That's where I do say he should in fact fucking support Trump because um, Trump
Well, that's
is,
not
and
really the. That's
a
not.
bit more to it. Not though. He did stand up for like gun owners and shit quite a
Yeah.
bit during his term.
Yeah. I think his policy in his first term was a little too.
But yeah, well, that it's a little bit too naive.
Yeah.
Now he knows a little bit better, and he's now got an understanding of how the inner workings of a lot of government departments, like the ATF and the FBI and shit like that, do work. He can sort of see a bit now. Like, and this is something that we found out fucking in Syria, right? Fucking because before Trump got in, right, every time the fucking Syrian Arab army would be taking over a place that was held by jihadis, and the Syrian Arab army was doing it easily with fucking conventional weapons, right? Just
Yeah.
normal guns and APCs and shit, right? And they're about to win, right? All of a sudden, fucking there's a chemical weapon attack, and fucking the jihadis are going, oh, the fucking Assad went and dropped fucking chemical weapons on his own people because of what? Because he was winning. Why did you have to do that for? That's a desperation weapon, something that'd be used by someone who's got nothing left to lose, kind of thing, like the
Yeah.
cunts who are just about to have their asses handed to them.
Yeah.
So by the time Trump got in, and we'd already had on Live League, fucking, there was a group of us that we already had all this fucking shit, like all these videos and stuff. Like we had fucking cunts coming in through tunnels underneath, like from Iraq. There was Iraqi forces finding fucking centrifuges and other fucking chemical fucking bloody decanting and fucking bloody mixing and fucking shit. Like, how to fucking make precursors into actual chemical weapons and stuff like that, and a lot of it was coming in from the Iraqi side, not from Syria. And Assad had already given up his chemical weapons. The United Nations did what Saddam didn't,
Yeah.
um, and actually accounted for the whole lot of them and handed them over specifically because he didn't want the Yanks coming in and fucking up the works like they did in Iraq.
Yeah.
Um, so by the time Trump came in, he had all these dickhead sycophants and fucking, warmonger monkeys going fucking, oh, if Assad does anything, fucking, drop a shit ton of fucking tomahawks on his head. And fucking, that's exactly what happened. The Syrian Arab army were about to take another place with conventional weapons. And of course, there was another chemical attack. And this one was flat out bullshit.
Yeah.
This was the one that they were blaming on the Russians. And the fucking Russians actually sent in a fucking independent fucking international mob that came out and said it was basically bullshit chlorine that fucking, it was like not a military fucking thing. It was literally the shit you could buy down the pool shop, and not in lethal quantities and stuff. And that sort of brought into question about some of the films that we were seeing about some of the doctors given like fucking 7 or 8 times the normal dose of atropine and shit. It's like you're wondering why you're killing kids, you asshole.
Yeah.
Anyway, fucking bloody and you're giving them atropine for something that you don't even need atropine for. It's a car. It's a caustic substance, not a fucking nerve agent, you dickhead.
Yeah.
Um,
But
but
the.
he but yeah, anyway, so fucking the first time, right, the sycophants got in the Trump's fucking ear and went bloody, yeah, nuke him, nuke him, nuke him. So he went and dropped a bunch of tomahawks on Syria, and then a few months later they tried bunging it on again, but fucking some cunts had gotten into Trump's ear and went, no, 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 this is actually the situation. So the second time they fucking did the chemical bullshit, Trump went, no, I'm not falling for it this time, not
Right.
fucking. And then they stopped fucking using the chemical fucking excuse in Syria after that one. So he
Right.
does fucking learn. Like he'll get tricked once, but he'll fucking learn the second time.
Right. And I, like I said, I don't know what his stance is now. It could have changed. It might not have changed. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it this time around. Now,
I'm betting it will because
that.
he's so much more skeptical about the fucking government now.
Well, no, yeah. I would tend to agree with that point. Um, but again, I don't know anything until he says it from his mouth. Personally, um, my personal view is Kyle was gonna write in Ron Paul, and all of a sudden, people were coming out of the woodwork to rail on him for, oh, MAGA was there for you and Trump was there for you, and I'm like, guys, you decided to do this shit of your own accord. You decided to give him money of your own accord. You
Mhm.
didn't know what his personal politics were beyond, oh, look, he's got an AR-15 rifle. And, he's defending himself in court against these trumped up charges. No pun
Yeah, so
intended.
he wasn't even there as a participant in the actual fucking protest. His opinions weren't there to be expressed. He was there to fucking be a medic.
I do not remember. There were so many stories coming out at the time because you got to remember, I live like half an hour away from where this shit happened. So like, there
Yeah,
was
no,
a bunch of
he went
stories
down
coming
there.
out that he was
He went
like
down
there
there
to
as
be a
part of that
medic.
militia.
What's
Yeah,
that?
he went down there as part of that militia that was supposed to be trying to stop them from fucking like wrecking the joint, setting fires to place, and if people got hurt, that they were going to go and get them out and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They weren't part of the actual protest. They were trying to fucking keep the calm and all this kind of shit in between them. So like they weren't there protesting either. So like
Well, no, I
yeah,
know
they
he
were
wasn't there as part of the protest. I'm just saying there was a
yeah,
lot of shit that was being said about him that like a
but
lot
yeah,
of it
like
gets lost in the a lot of it
but that
gets lost in the fog.
yeah, that's what I'm getting at, right? They seen like a Kyle fucking shot at these fucking liberals. Oh, they must be on his side. No, he wasn't even fucking protesting. He was a neutral thing. So you know,
Yeah.
that's your instantly fucking fault for assuming his mental state when he was clearly fucking being neutral the entire time.
Dester says he was cleaning graffiti and then offering medical to both sides. That's what I
Yeah,
heard as well. Like I said, I live half an hour away from where it happened, and the news in my area that was covering it was just like every fucking where. Like they could not figure out how to frame the story. Oh, he came from Illinois. He drove through state lines with a gun and this and that. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Just give me the details. Give me the fucking. Let me make my own fucking mind up whether or not this guy was guilty or innocent. In my own head. And then they had that fucking. Then they had that trial, and I watched the trial, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy is fucking absolutely innocent, and they're just trying to paint him as some sort of fucking villain. These. At any rate, I'm digressing. Now all of a sudden he says I'm not going to vote for Trump because of A, B, and C reason. And everybody and their mother in the MAGA camp is just like, oh, you betrayed us. You betrayed us. You betrayed us. And I'm like, no, you fucking retarded fucking rubber monkeys. You fucking gave him money of your own accord. You didn't know anything about him other than he was carrying an AR-15 in fucking Kenosha, and you gave him money for his legal defense. Okay, good on you. You did a good thing, but you don't fucking and they started to disown him. And then we get to the point where he's like, okay, well, I talked to Trump and I talked to Trump's people, and this doesn't seem to be the case anymore. And I don't, like I said, I don't know what the exact thing went on because I wasn't in the fucking room with them. So all I know is third hand or second hand knowledge from, from a source that said a thing. And the source was Kyle Rittenhouse. He said, hey, I did this, that, and the other thing. I talked to former President Trump, or however it was worded. I don't remember how it was worded. And they had an exchange. They made peace or whatever the fucking situation. And now there's this fucking reverse bullying going on by fucking by MAGA camp people. And I'm excuse me. My throat is getting all dry because I've been talking too much and I don't have anything left to drink. I should probably get up and get that, but I want to get through my point is that you don't get to fucking decide if he betrayed you or not because you just fucking decided you were going to you decided that he was going to be, the patriot fucking poster child that that you were going to fucking hoist over your heads like some sort of fucking superhero. You decided that on your own. This is my view. They decided on their own to give him money. They decided on their own that he was one of theirs. He did not tell you what his views were. And you just fucking came out and started disowning him. And now you're reverse bullying him by saying, oh, you came back to our side. Good fucking job for coming back to our side. Dude, I don't want to be part of any fucking side that's that toxic. It's just like the people they claim to be against. It's a toxic fucking mentality.
Although the Democrats are a lot more vile and stuff when you know, they think you're a traitor to their cause and all this kind
They
of shit. You just have to
are.
look at like those bloody videos on YouTube where fucking they'll have like a Democrat at a Trump rally and it's like, oh, I'm gonna go over there. And, you know, the interviewer would be like, oh, am I safe? And the interviewer's like, yeah, you'll be fine. Don't worry. Oh, they're not gonna hurt me. No, you'll be fine. They're not gonna lynch me out. No, you'll be okay. Don't worry. Come on, let's go. And then fucking, you know, as soon as they start walking towards the fucking the Trump crowd who are just standing in line, being nice and polite and quiet and British and shit, fucking
British
the
and shit. I love that term.
queuing, fucking the bloody Democrats are starting. You try you piece of shit, you scumbag fucks, and they're sweaty fucking fat
Yeah.
Sheilas with the multicolored hair and the hairy armpits and all the fucking piercings and all the bloody clothes that don't fit properly and all this kind of shit. And it's like the fucking weirdos screaming harpies one bloody side and the normal people the other, and this fucking poor silly cunt and like, you know, that fucking stupid and he still doesn't understand that the screaming harpies are probably not the better idea. Like
Yeah.
fucking he's gotta be going over to be convinced. Anyway, so yeah, and then he goes over there and finds that everyone's all fucking friendly and shit and you know.
Yeah. So like the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing, it's fucking stupid. It's just you put someone on a pedestal and then you have expectations for someone. Right? The fucking left does this all the time. And yeah, they might be more vile when they do it. They might be more violent when they do it. Vile and violent. Um, I don't know. I don't see much of a difference in the level. Like, toxicity still toxicity, right? Like the lesser of two evils is still a choice of two evils. You know?
I don't really know why anybody cares how one individual fucking votes. I mean, like, you know, it's not
Yeah.
like his fucking vote's going to sway anything.
No, it won't.
After all, like I said earlier, I reckon it's a wasted vote because he's going to vote for somebody who's got no, absolutely zero hope in hell of getting anywhere near the finish line.
Yeah, I.
So he may as well not vote at all.
Yeah. I mean
Would they
I
have
don't
got that
agree.
vote?
I don't agree, but I think, I think that's like a lot of people have that view and I think that's a fine view to have. Um this is the way I think of this. Like a wasted vote is for me, and the reason I think that the only wasted vote is a vote not given. The reason I think that is because even if you vote for someone, right, that may or may not, let's just say for the sake of argument, they have no chance of getting into office. Even if you vote for someone who doesn't have that chance, right, at least you participated in the process. At least you put in writing who you felt would be able to do the better job. And you participated in the process and you said, this is what I believe in. This is my conviction. And you stood by those convictions in the face of all of that. And I think that's an admirable thing to do. I think it's also an admirable thing not to give your vote knowing that whatever you do won't change anything. I think
But it's also
abstaining
on
from
the
the
other hand,
process is also just as powerful as participating in it.
but also on the other hand too, there is no harm in voting none of the above if you genuinely don't agree with everything that everybody says.
Exactly.
And on that note, that that is either not voting or wasting a vote on someone who's never going to win. Um, fuck. Uh,
Farty's brain
fuck.
farted.
Yeah, I just had a Joe Biden moment.
Presidential
Anyway,
moment.
a residential moment.
Presidential.
No, residential.
No, presidential,
He's a
sir.
resident. He's a resident of the United States of America.
Well, he will be in November.
He's the, he's the resident of the United States of America, for God's sakes.
United States of I'll marry you.
Of
Oh.
America, for God's sakes.
Oh, for God's sakes. Okay, I forgot that part. That part's important.
Yeah, well, that's what Biden called it once. This is the United States of America, for God's sakes. Never heard of that country before. Where the
Yeah.
fuck is America, for God's sakes?
I would love to know myself. There were other things that I wanted to talk about today, and my brain is just not functioning at the moment. There was so much going on this last week that it's just like really hard to keep track of any fucking thing.
Oh, buddy, there's fucking Jill Biden's best mate, fucking head of the bloody first female head of the fucking Secret Service. Surprise, surprise, she fucked everything up. Um, Bloody,
That happened this last week too. They fucking canned what's her face in disgrace.
yeah, she resigned. Turns out the Sheila that was at the fucking field office that was dealing with it, that was a Sheila. Who was in charge of that, and I was like, oh god, these bloody women in fucking positions of leadership can't organise a fucking a brothel, and it's not that bloody hard. All I have to do is lie there. Fuck, shit a brick. Maybe we should send them off to the fucking Olympics. Maybe some Greek cunt can, or some Turkish cunt can punch some sense into them.
Fucking party.
It fucking oh, there's tons of stuff. Oh yeah, it came out today that like fucking like actually, before I do, like, what the fuck is wrong with the bloody Secret Service? I mean, I have noticed this entire fucking regime, right, where it's not just everybody else, but Biden's fucking team has fucked things up. Like, there was this, like, about 3 years ago, there was a security scare where some dude with nefarious intentions, like some criminal fucking record, was like allowed to get like within like at one point, he was in the same room as Joe Biden, and like he was allowed to get like within fucking arm's distance of Jill Biden on a regular basis.
Oh, I don't
And
know.
like fucking bloody, there's the times that the they keep getting lost overseas. Like the Queen's funeral, they got lost twice in London.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that was like a motorcade route that was like marked with cops and shit like that. So how
What
the fuck
it
did they
just
get lost?
reminds me of when that one dude who was pissed off at Thatcher broke into the fucking Queen's bedroom.
That's actually happened a couple of times.
Yeah.
People breaking into Buckingham Palace. Um,
It still happens to this
fucking
day.
yeah. Well, there was one bloke who did it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Fucking uh, then there was a couple of other instances, and then RFK Jr. they wouldn't give him a team, and it's sort of kind of like fucking if any cunt needs one, it'd be him.
Yeah.
Like shit, he's a fucking Kennedy for Christ's sake. Those cunts are bullet magnets. But he
Hey, Farty.
anyway, fucking
Do you know what JFK Jr. misses most about Martha's Vineyard?
what?
The runway.
Fucking but he and then there's this, and I'm thinking like the whole fucking Biden administration looks like it's the most fucking low rent fucking B grade fucking budget fucking shit. Like you have a look at a Biden fucking rally, right? And it looks like they know shit got the chairs from the church, like the chairs and tables from the church function fucking part. And then they went down to $2 shop and got like a fucking happy birthday fucking table set thing. I'm expecting them to have little fucking paper cups and shit like that for red cordial for refreshments and stuff like that. It is just the cheapest fucking shit you've ever fucking seen. And even like with like showings of the military nowadays, right? You see like the old publicity photos where they'll have like an entire fucking carrier battle group with B1s and B2s and fucking B52s and fucking Hornets and Tomcats and fucking all sorts of shit and fucking 3 boomer submarines out front of the fucking battle group. And like nowadays, it's like, oh yeah, he's a Hercules and he drops a couple of flares and yay, woohoo. a cargo plane. Wow, fucking. It just seems like there's like they know that there's no fucking money and everything's being done on a fucking budget. And you have a look at a Trump rally and it's like massive fucking fanfare and brouhaha, and it looks like $1 million, and they're actually spending the fucking money on it and all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
It turns out, right, that kind of a thing seems to be fucking going through the fucking government departments as well, because I fucking learned something that I couldn't fucking believe this evening, and that apparently is that none of the fucking Secret Service cunts had fucking radios.
Yeah,
They were
that was
lost
an
in each other's
interesting choice by the fucking head of the fucking Secret Service.
They were communicating by text. Like, how the fuck do you not have radios? That should be part of your standard kit
Did you
CES.
did you know
What
that
the fuck
the counter sniper who took out the weirdo
had to be told by text?
no took it upon himself to fire, was not
Huh?
handed orders, did not have orders to shoot,
Well, how the fuck do you hand him orders with no radio?
had no his orders were to just sit there, go up onto the perch, stay there, do not open fire no matter what, and he lost his job for it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it does sort of look like it's very, very loosely veiled. They were trying to make it happen. But, like, the thing with the radios, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I said, that should be standard fucking equipment. Like, like your American Express card, you don't fucking leave home without it. Like, who
Yeah,
was the monkey like dickhead who fucking thought out the tactical fucking scenarios for that fucking thing? Or are we going to go back to
bless
it
you.
was the fucking field office fucking director who again is a female? It's like DEI hire.
Yeah,
And
I don't know, man. This
I'd
whole
be fucking. I'd so laugh though if we find out these DEI hires are actually being paid heaps less, and that's the only reason why there's supposed to be a gender pay gap, because these dumb fucks think that they're special because they're DEI hires, but they've only just signed up for a lesser pay. That's the reason why they don't do it
don't earn enough.
properly.
That's DEI, right? Don't earn enough.
Don't
DEI
educate it. Didn't educated it.
didn't earn it. DEI didn't earn it.
I still say though that fucking
I'm gonna
Biden's
actually, and
bunging-
let's see.
I still say that Biden's bunging on the fucking the increased senility all of a sudden, because it seems like the second that they've realised, yep, no, the game's up, they've completely lost, and fucking there's nothing they're going to be able to do about it. Like, all of a sudden now Biden's just like, oh, now I'm like really fucked. Oh. But he can still walk up and down bloody stairs on fucking the wrong aeroplane and all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Have moments of lucidity.
Farty, I want you to go look on Twitter here in a second, because I'm gonna share this with you. Let's see. How do I fucking no share? There it is. Copy link. And I'm gonna send it to you now. And boop, there it is.
Where?
It's in your Twitter inbox.
Where?
Where is it? Where is she?
Where is she? Flaps.
Taking an aside here, before we call it a day, this is a topic I wanted to bring up. I'm gonna break down, and I'm gonna go see a Marvel movie for the first time in fucking half a decade today.
Mm.
Do you want to know what I'm gonna go see?
I've lost track of what's actually Marvel nowadays.
Oh, well, there's a new Deadpool movie that's out.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna go watch that today, and I already, like, you know how like you know what I said earlier about expectations and people having expectations and something about Kyle Rittenhouse having been expected to have certain leanings based on the people who decided upon themselves to fucking give money to a kid to fucking keep him out of jail because and now they felt like that he betrayed them and all that. You remember how I said that a little while ago?
Yeah.
You were a moderator earlier. Now you're a hang on. Now you are a managing moderator, Dester. Um, so there you go. Have fun with the wrench, sir. Enjoy it. Now, the there are more privileges with being a moderating or being a managing moderator. But that being said, I'm gonna go see Deadpool, and I have so many low expectations for this movie. I have been reading a lot of like reviews, not any spoilers because I don't want to be spoiled. Although I already know the premise of the movie, where the Time Patrol fuckers in the Marvel universe are all like, "Hey, Deadpool, we need you to go get Wolverine and do some shit." Um, that's about as much as I know about the movie. Heartburn's setting in real bad too. Um, and now, um, I've been kind of been made morbidly curious by people on the right and people on the left going, "Oh, this movie's so bad," and for very different reasons. Like there are very staunch Christians coming out and going, "This movie is so sinful and it's blasphemous." I'm like, it's a fucking Deadpool movie. Did you not see the first two? Um, yeah. And then what about the people on the other side of the fence? So surely they would have, no problem with it because, you know, they did all the funny shit. Nope, they have a problem with it because of all the gay jokes and all the racism and all the sexism in the movie. So I have been made morbidly curious. And now I'm going to see how fucking stupid everyone is being.
I think it's kind of like a Chappelle situation where they tried to cancel Dave Chappelle because he said this, and it's like, yeah, but like, well, all these fan base has been around since the Chappelle show, and we remember fucking Clayton Bigsby, so he's already been there and he's already done that, and we're still
I'm
fucking
gonna
here. There ain't nobody's gonna fucking say to fuck us all.
I,
What's he now with
I'm gonna say
Deadpool? Right?
this. I'm not a Chappelle fan.
I was only just using that as an
Oh, I
analogy.
know. I'm just saying.
But anyway, fucking well, if you're not a Chappelle fan, doesn't matter. Like fucking, it's not like he lost one.
It does matter.
Um, but,
Continue, dude. Continue. I'm sorry. I'm
but yeah, like
being a
so,
prick.
Deadpool's kind of like the Punisher and fucking thing like obscure fucking characters like that that don't really have the biggest fucking fan base. But if you're a fan of the Punisher, you're a typical breed of person.
Yeah.
You're very, very militant. You're very, very gun happy. You kind of fucking psychopathic. Fucking, You're probably either in the military, about to join the military, or have been in the military. Fucking, that's where I found out about the Punisher. And fucking, one of my favorite issues was the Punisher's Arsenals. Fucking,
Oh, my favorite issue was issue 4 of Deathlock.
mm,
I think it was either 2 or 4, and it was a Deathlock issue. It's a shame that book didn't run longer, but and then Disney got their hands on it, and I'm just gonna read this thing real
wait,
quick.
hang on,
Um,
let me finish.
yeah.
Fucking, so Um, that's partially the reason why fucking the Punish didn't really take off on streaming. because the fan base was very, very small. And at
Mm.
first, you got the big sort of like, oh, what's this guy all about? And then you get to the prison fucking brawl scene, and even that one was like, holy fuck, that was brutal.
Yeah.
And that was me saying that. Fucking, but like, I kind of know that, like, yeah, well, there's a reason why they call him the Punisher. Fucking, anyway, bloody, and a lot of people noped out of it, and of course the ratings fucking died in the ass, and fucking, and that teamed him up with fucking, bloody,
Daredevil.
what's his face? Yeah, Daredevil.
Mhm.
Um, fucking with Deadpool, it's a similar thing like that. The
Yeah.
first two movies came out with all the hype and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, oh yeah, what's this? What's this? What's this? Now all your initial fans are sort of like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, because they don't really understand the
Mhm.
fucking the history of the subject and all this kind of stuff. You got people like me who've been fans of Deadpool for fucking years as well,
Mm.
um, who like one of my favorite YouTube videos is someone did the full fucking playthrough of the game and like with all the cinematics and shit like it plays like a fucking movie. It was great. First Deadpool movie. Fucking and Ryan, that's like Ryan Reynolds because he's fucking done a really good job of fucking keeping the character sort of that way inclined as opposed to any other way, which
Mm.
is how I saw the character in the first place. So it sort of rings true to what I remember. Whereas a lot of other people are still yet to get used to it or yet to understand him. And now this one's coming out and they're all sort of kind of like, oh, he's a bit racist, he's a bit this, he's a bit blasphemous. Like, yeah, wait till he starts talking to himself, having a
Yeah.
three-way conversation with himself.
Oh yeah.
Fucking, he's got two voices in his fucking head.
Yeah. If they
Um,
ever do the meta, if they ever do the how do they call it, the meta gags that Deadpool comics have typically been known for, like if they ever do something where there's like,
we just
oh
broke the
hey,
fourth
here's a room with 5 Deadpools in it and they're all talking to each other.
wall.
I mean, they kind
um,
of do that in this movie. There's dog pools in this movie.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So like I reckon, yeah, that's the problem at the moment. Like all the fucking initials are now fucking off, and it's the people like me who would be sticking around.
yeah. I I'm gonna read this real quick, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts on why I think this Deadpool movie is gonna be shit. Um, and it's but I'll go into that in a second here. Dester says if Ryan Reynolds made a movie that pissed off both sides, he's laughing his ass off. Yeah, probably. Um,
I just had a horrible thought. Marvel could use Deadpool as a way of bringing back fucking Thanos.
they probably will. It's the same hackneyed bullshit. Um,
No, in the fucking comics,
yeah,
it's a three-way between fucking Death and Thanos, and fucking Death likes fucking Deadpool, but Thanos is fucking jealous, and that's why he cursed him
yeah.
with fucking being immortal or something like
I remember that. I do.
that.
I remember that. I wasn't a Deadpool fan, but I did read the Thanos books, um, and I did read stuff that Death was in, because fucking Death was an awesome character, and especially
Yeah.
through the lens of Thanos, Death was an especially awesome character, because of how fucking thirsty Thanos was for death. Um, but here's my problem. Here's why I have a problem with the concept of the Deadpool movies. Eventually, the comic books become a this works for the comic books, and I'm not sure why I like it in the comic books, and I don't like it when I do it in TVs and video games and movies and like in novelizations, or not novelizations, but novels in general, like storytelling in general. I don't know why it works for Deadpool, where it just fails literally with everything else. Is when you start adding characters to something and you start piling shit on top of more shit, giving the characters you have literally nothing to do. Like take the newest Ghostbusters movie. They they have so many people that get screen time that have nothing to fucking do. And so you got to condense the not condense. You got to draw this 2-3 hour runtime out so that people feel like they got their money's worth. You have to do all this ensemble bullshit so that people, you know, keep coming to see a franchise that's dying. And the very DNA of Deadpool comics, especially in later issues, is the amount of characters they throw at you in one book. In any given book, there could be 6-7 different characters that you have to fucking deal with. Like, what about Dr. Gong in like half of the issues? Like, he just shows up out of fucking nowhere, and you gotta deal with him for fucking 3 or 4 pages at a time. And then he fucks off, and then you're left wondering what the fuck is going on. Why? Because apparently Dr. Gong is fucking Deadpool's psychologist. And it would take a wacky fucking bastard named Dr. Gong to fucking work with a wacky bastard named fucking Wade Wilson.
But is he real, or is he just a figment of Wade's imagination to explain away the reasons why he doesn't go and fucking get therapy and all this kind of shit?
Yeah. There's also that. And then you have to think about the fucking the ensemble cast in every fucking book. And it works for Deadpool, and I'm not sure why. Right? I'm not sure why it works for Deadpool. Does it work for Deadpool because he has lost his fucking mind?
Yes.
So what you're saying is insane storytelling, it doesn't work.
Not insane storytelling. It's more you sort of, I don't know, more partial see it through his eyes, partial see it through because of the breaking the fourth wall and things of that nature. It was more like you get to, it's like you're in his head and you're hearing his inner monologue.
So what you're saying, you're experiencing the world as both the observer and the observed.
As well as the lunatic.
Well, the observer, the outside person looking in, the observed, the person being seen. So in many cases, it is Deadpool being the observer and the observed, right? So Deadpool is seeing himself, but he's also being seen by the reader.
But you're also, but that's also your perspective. But you're also seeing the world as the lunatic as well. So with like the breaking the fourth wall, with the possibility of the imaginary psychologist, fucking bloody what's some other things like teleportation, for example. In the game, he could teleport, but that could be a figment of his imagination too. Like he could just be Naruto running across the room, and everyone just doesn't shoot at him because they're like, "What the fuck is he doing?"
Yeah, and they don't do anything about it until it's too late because they're just so flabbergasted. Yeah,
but it's also actually also the god mode aspect of it that all this lunacy can happen, and you can take as many hits as you want, but he's immortal and fucking invincible, and if he gets an amputation, it'll grow back, and infinite damage, fucking cheat, and all that kind of crap. So that's where the observer comes from, sort of like a documentarian as opposed to like a storyteller.
Yeah. So
because also too, you have a look at the first movie, it does come out more like more like, oh well, how did we get here? Watch this, kind of thing.
yeah. So I guess my problem is eventually it's going to become too difficult to, how do I put this? It's going to become too difficult to portray that whole observer being both the observer and the observed at the same time. Is gonna come to a point where it's just too hard to do. And
there's only so much you can do in that respect, and then fuck, what was that other character I was thinking of just now? Well, then you become Austin Powers. You know, rehashing the same thing over and over and
Yeah.
over and over and over. It becomes a one-note joke. Because, like, another thing there too is that, like, unless they can get like all the X-Men characters and all the Marvel characters and all that kind of stuff, and then do what they can do, like what they had done in the comic books and the extended storylines and all this kind of stuff, and they can explore all these different universes and blah 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 blah. blah. Fucking, they're not really going to get very far in the movies because effectively right now they're loosely tied to anything that's like, you know, mutant or extraordinary or fucking supernatural or anything like that, only by fucking only having a couple of X-Men involved.
Yeah.
And if you're going to keep doing stories like that, there's only so many things you can do with a couple of extra people, and like, oh, here we go again. Here's the big bad of the week, and which X-Men extra are we going to get this time? Oh, look, hello, Yuki, fucking bloody, there she's back again. Fucking, oh, look, they beat the bad guy, and oh, look, yeah, fucking
You
story's
know,
over.
you know what's a shame is I really like the Yuki character, and the fact they didn't do anything, and it kind of highlights the problem I have with ensemble movies. And I like the Yuki character. I wanted to see more of her. That like really weird optimism and that really strange like happy energy that she provided was like a really good balance to Wade's just, I'm not entirely sure what to call it. Like I'm gonna keep the mental illness things out of it. Um,
Smart ass nature.
yeah, I guess, but I'm not sure that entirely works. But at any rate, I really like the Yuki character, and the problem is Yuki doesn't get any fucking screen time in Deadpool 2. But but she's a character they made for uh for bounty points for Negasonic.
It needs to be more obvious as lesbian.
Yeah. It's like obvious lesbian. You're gonna make me fucking say the same thing again. My God, I'm tired. But yeah, it is that whole obvious needs obvious fucking smack on the nose when there's no literally they pulled the character out of a comic book. She's in one panel in where Magneto fucking nukes. Was it Magneto or was it Friends of Humanity? It's one of the two. Nukes
I don't know.
fucking mutant island.
Two places I thought they pulled her out of was one a rice paddy or two a Thai brothel.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Farty. No, she was a character that appears in one panel of an X-Men comic, and she gets nuked in the very next panel. She introduces herself, and then she's dead.
That's a bit racist. Nuke the gook.
For fuck's sake, Farty. We're toward the end of the stream, and you can't keep it in your pants? We were doing so well. But no, so they basically just pulled this character out of nowhere who has no backstory, who has nothing. And they do nothing with her in the first fucking Deadpool movie. They do nothing with her in the second Deadpool movie. They introduce another character that does even less than nothing, but still has a better screen presence than the character they introduced her to pair her with. It's a fucking travesty. It's a fucking joke. So I have expectations about as low as the bottom side of a dog turd on a hot sidewalk.
I actually want to see this porn parody now. I was just thinking, you know,
for fuck's sake,
the way they can
Farty.
kill Yuki off in this one is so like they can have her and fucking Negasonic Teenage Warhead having the Lezo scene where Negasonic Teenage Warhead's riding Yuki's face and
Oh, for
fucking
fuck's sake, Farty.
he fucking squeezes her legs and pops fucking Yuki's head like a cantaloupe. Well, I thought it was funny.
Oh, my God, dude. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it there for today, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week with some more bullshit. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. So I guess until next time, party.
Booby.
Frank and Farty, they're a couple of jerks. Frank and Farty, they're a couple of jerks. Can't stand each other, but somehow it works. Yelling and screaming, it's all in good fun. 2 hours a week and then they're done. It's garbage, yeah, it's a mess. With Frank and Farty, you know the rest. Buddy Doku's gone, ghost in the stream. He's like Bigfoot in our podcast dream. Frank thinks he's smart, Farty thinks he's right. Put them together and they'll start a fight. Doku's hiding, who knows where. Probably eat his snacks in his underwear. Nuke the site from orbit, it's the only way. Aliens got it right, we always say. Blow it all up, start it anew. But we'll be back next week just for you. It's garbage, yeah, it's a mess. With Frank and Farty, you know the rest. Buddy Doku's gone, ghost in the stream. He's like Bigfoot in our podcast dream. So thanks for listening to this crazy